Okay guys, can you see and hear me okay? See? Can you see and hear me okay? We're going to do things slightly different, so the music will be on in a little bit. But what we're going to do is I'm going to move this camera here onto the screen that's down there. And we're going to have two wheels. In fact, let me bring up the wheels and then I can show you. So, what I've done with everyone's awesome suggestions is I've got two wheels set up. One with the main content, so we've got things like a couple that I've added in, like Genshin characters, but we've got Sonic character, Subnautica, Goku, Spider-Man, Kevin 11, the Polar Express, Sonic the Hedgehog is himself, a Transformer, Phobias, the whole kind of like lot. And then we've got what we're going to do with it, which could be anything from turning into a Transformer, Dragon, Kaiju, a fusion of two things, or a fusion of it with something else, a Star Wars Jedi, Venomizing it, Mech Armor, Demon, and we're going to spin these, and whichever two we land on are going to be what we draw today. So I've got no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea on some of these combinations, but I wanted it to be fair to everybody. So you've all done your suggestions, and I've taken the parts and kind of like split them up to make it a bit random. So it's kind of like what you suggested, but it's something for everybody. So now what we're going to do is we're going to spin the first one. And the first one that we're spinning is which one it's going to be. So that's spinning now. And the winner is the Polar Express. So we're going to take the train from the Polar Express for the first one. That's the winner. And for the second one, we're going to spin that wheel. And apparently we're going to venomize it. So this is completely and utterly random, and I've got no idea what's going to happen on this. I've never actually venomized a train before, which could be quite interesting. I've never drawn a train before. So I guess the question is, guys, do we go with that? I'm going to just check what you guys are thinking in the chat, because this is absolutely insane. Yes, Venomized Toothless. It's landed on a Venomized train. So I'll have to look up the Polar Express train, and then I can venomize it, because the symbiote's not too bad, which is really absolutely insane, but I want it to be fair to everybody. Red Knight, Polar Express got through. Sorry, it's not a Transformer, but at the same time, it is your Polar Express train for Christmas. So I'll get a decent image of that, and then what I'm going to do is I will start venomizing that after I find an image. So in the meantime, I will see if I can answer any of the questions that's happening. And we'll see what's going on that one. Justin's asked, can this be lineless art? Do you mean without like the solid lines, more like it's a painting feeling to it rather than a solid line like a comic feel? Is that what you're getting at? I'm not sure what you mean by lineless art. Can you explain that a bit? Is the sound working okay, or is it a bit funny? Red Knight says it's a bit funny, but I can't actually hear it. Can you let me know if the sound's okay? If it's echoing, it's kind of a bit from where my setup is, and I'll try to sort that, but it could also be the audio over that. I also have a bit of a cold, so it could be that, but but yeah, let's scroll up to here a minute while Venomized Toothless says do it for the train. Ben says, I don't think anyone's venomized a train before. I don't think they have either. If they have, it's been in a cartoon and not here, which is quite cool. Stella says it'll be fun. It's going to be interesting. I've never drawn a train before. So, Polar Express train. This is going to be the most random stream I've ever done in terms of what's getting drawn. It's going to be absolutely insane. let's have a look. We've got Galaham19 asks, "Hey Dempsey, I know it's early days, but how's the community redraw coming along?" It's not too bad. I've got most of the stories sorted, and I've picked 2 of them so far. We've had quite a few submissions from email this time and on the Discord, so it's going to be a lot to work through. The 2 that I've picked, or one of the 2, is the first email submission, but because only I know that, that's all I can give away. But no, it's going to be quite a good one on that one. Red Knight says, "For me, the sound comes and goes." Maybe that's your connection to the net where you are. I'm not 100% sure, but if it gets really bad, do let me know, and everyone, and I'll have a look. But yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. Dr. Robotica goes, "Oh Dempsey, just to give you a surprise, I'm doing the heroic versions of Spider-Man's old enemies that he faced before in his life, but instead of Spider-Man villains being bad, they're good." Oh, that's quite a cool concept. Venomized Toothless making a Pokemon one-shot, that's quite cool. Ben says he's not submitting for this redraw. That's perfectly fine. It's entirely up to you. Your version of Spider-Man's called the Hell Spider. Nice. Stella's going to be drawing with the live stream in the background. That's perfectly fine. I tend to do that on live streams when I watch them and I'm not actually taking part. The Dice Roller says, "Out of all the narratives, who's your favourite?" I'm torn between 2 currently, and that's Nexum and Ehrenfold. Nexum for his kind of like voice and confidence and sort of like thinking he's all it, but Ehrenfold because of his just passion for beasties and finding out more and slaying them. So I'd say those 2 are my favourite. I'm kind of curious, you guys, which one's your favourite narrator? Justin says, "I was going to, but I think I ran out of time." If you're on about the community redraw for this month, the deadline is the 16th of December. So you do have another 9 days to get them in via Discord or email. I completely appreciate that, Ben. Yeah, it's not a problem. Stella likes Dino Claw. Yeah, he's grown on me. His voice, I'm still working out his voice and his personality a bit, so it does change from time to time. Yeah, the Dice Roller says, "Mine is definitely a Dino Claw, or that pirate sounding one, Ehrenfold Bainsworth," which there will be a video showing him out this week, showing what he looks like. Okay, so let's find a decent image for the train, because this is going to be absolutely sick. I'm not going to be able to get the whole train on there. I'm going to have to look for the kind of a scene from the movie and take the main concept of the train, because this is going to be absolutely insane. I don't even know how I'm going to approach this other than start drawing what I see. So it's going to be heavily based on the reference image, then Venomized on top. This is just absolutely, yeah, it's a bit insane if you ask me. I've never thought about doing this. Justin says, "For my submission, all I can say is I took some inspiration from WandaVision." Perfectly fine, it's not a problem. Trying to find a decent image here of the train, just one that I can use. because the design of it's kind of rather intricate at the start, but I think I'm going to have the start of the train open up like a mouth. That's a potential. Right, let's get some music on while we're doing this. So we've got you guys have got something to chill to in the background. Because yeah, this is going to be a couple minutes for me to sort out what's happening with the train. I just want a nice, good reference image. And we're not worried about Motion Array's biggest sale starting right now. What we would like is to get through the advert and skip it to the music. Will that start? Hey, it's Money Fishman. Hi, Money Fishman. Did you decide to watch both, or just one, or just bounce between the two? Robotic artist. Ha! You thought a random person has joined, but it was just me. Smiles. Welcome to the stream. Galahal19 says, why not make it like a cartoon train with big bulging eyes and that cheeky venomized smile? Kind of, but I do want to, because it said the Polar Express, I do want to kind of get that train, the essence of the train on the design. So I want to find a decent image of the train so I can use that. I think, Justin, if I was right, you were on about more paintery style, weren't you? Without any solid black lines, more like lines to actually a part of the image, like a colour offset of it or something. Which might actually work on this one a bit more. That front bit's quite nice on there. I think that's probably the best reference image I'm going to get at the front of the train. I know it's got the bell on the front. Yeah, I think I've got my starting image, so... So a lineless art style, we'll have to have lines to start with for the sketching stage, and then we'll take it from there. We are going to do the Polar Express Venomized. This could go horribly wrong, but let's see what happens. Just start working on the overall kind of like look and feel of part of the design, because this is going to be absolutely insane. Essentially, I've got to sketch out the train roughly first and then tidy it up afterwards. Tegan, I'm not a fan of drawing trains, but practice makes improvement. Sorry if I misspelled anything. No, that's perfectly fine. What I would say is I've not really drawn a train before properly, so this is a first time for me. Money Fishman, yours did, but yours was a short video. My actual highest viewing video on the channel had something like, I think, 12,000 views. That was done when I first started YouTube, and I was doing the Google Ads approach, which you shouldn't do. Anyone doing a YouTube channel, do it organically. Don't do it through adverts on Google, unless you're trying to sell a product in a video, because it kind of gets you the views, doesn't get you the growth. So yeah, I messed up with that, but no, it's one of those interesting ones where your video broke it. You hit the formula in that one by the looks of things, Money Fishman. You just need to focus a bit more. In fact, let's bring this down a little bit. So when I'm looking down that, you kind of got my face in talking a little bit. Galahad19 asks, so Dempsey, what other community redraws do you have planned out? Before I commented a jungle themed redraw. You did, and that's planned out for early next year. Within the first 3 months, that's going to be happening. It's just a case of working through a few of them. So we've got a jungle themed one, which would be quite cool. We've got obviously this Christmas kind of character or original character one for the Christmas redraw that you all know about. And then we've got I've got a couple actually. I do want to do something with an original Pokemon or Digimon again. I think that might be quite cool. But I also want to do something interesting. So I think there will be another one with your original characters, but I haven't actually decided when that's going to be. That'll be sort of a bit later on in the year. I do want to do a Venomized one again, and I want to do a Transformer based one, whether it's taking your designs and turning them into Transformers, especially around the the release of the Beast Wars thing next year. If I find out the month for definite that it's going to be in, I might do a redraw around that where you submit your own animal creature designs and we turn them into Transformers, which would be quite cool. But that's a bit further down the way. How's catching a bit, Money Fish Man? Justin, it made me laugh. That was brilliant. I couldn't believe that someone had attempted to make a portrait of me on the Discord. That was awesome, actually. In fact, I'll have to bring that up at some point on the stream or something. Because that was quite a fun design. It look it. It's probably a young version of me. I've got a bit more grey hair now. So I've got a bit more grey hair at the moment on the sides and stuff. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the picture. I chuckled and I was like, someone did a fan art of me. Oh my god. Kind of brought a smile to my face. Not a bad idea, but sorry, robotic artist saying why not make the place where the smoke comes out kind of like a tongue. Possibly, I haven't decided fully what's going to happen. Trust me, it was hard to find a reference of you because other things kept popping up on Google. Yes, your best bet is probably take a live stream and pause it and then just go from there. Galahad19, why not do reaction videos commenting on other artists like yourself? Possibly, but who would I do first? Or who would you like to see first if I did a series on that? That being said, there's one I probably can't do because, well, I could do, but it's probably a bit more biased to what's happening with my art style and stuff. There's a few that I could do, actually, that I love the art, but do I do ones I like, or do I do ones that I don't like? Because that is the key question. Tegan asks, how would Venom take control of a train? Well, yeah, let me just sort the music up a bit. Venom would take control of a train because some of the actual symbiotes can merge with inorganic objects. Venom itself couldn't, but a symbiote could, which means that, like Riot can make, he can merge with minerals and stuff, so he can make blades that he fires out and stuff, like in the Venom movie. So it's quite useful that they could link with a train, so it'd be quite interesting. Robotic artist says Pop Cross should be first. That would terrify me, to be honest. I mean, I could do reactions, but his style is quite a bit like me, so the bit that's going to terrify me on it is what do I do for the reaction? What I like, what I don't like, good, bad, kind of thing. Hate about the jungle themed redraw, it's just a normal redraw, or you are taking people's superhero submissions and put them in the jungle universe. What I would be doing for the jungle theme one is I'd probably put them in a jungle themed universe. So the actual jungle theme redraw would be taking something that's not really jungle related and adding it to a jungled version universe to actually make it all jungle orientated. I think it wouldn't be right to do a jungle theme and take a jungle item and put it into something else. Because that's the same as taking animals and sticking it into something. Putting the actual characters or something else into a jungle universe with a story would be much more better and fun. Red Knight, I may go. I not really had a feel for Venomized Pearl Express. Yeah, that's up to you if you want to. I'm still going to continue the pitch of the Venomized Pearl Express. Maybe you'll like the final outcome. But yeah, if you stay in the chat, then glad to have you here. If you're going to disappear, then catch you on the next one. Just it says Popcross wouldn't make him omnipotent if he drew Dempsey. Popcross drew me, that being saying. I haven't on Instagram, I don't think. I'll have to double check at some point, Galahad19. I have seen a few things in my feed come up, but I don't know how recent they are. Ben says, so would that mean for the Jungle Community redraw, the narrator could be a Safari guy? Possibly. I don't really know, because if I do a narrator, maybe I'll do my own voice, but it's set in a different universe for that one. Kind of haven't got a wide range of voices, as you can tell from some of the narrators sounding similar. And until I can get that going, it's probably not going to have the desired effect on everything that we're kind of hoping for. But I am happy to do a narrator, like narrate a thing going. I did try to do more of a whispery voice on the last video. Someone said the voice could be better in the comments, which is feedback is good and everything else. I do know the voice wasn't the greatest for it. I don't know if it's Aaron Folt or the whispering info guy on the bar, but at the same time, it's just one of those things, really. Yes, Ben, Demonica and Dino do sound the same, which is why I've kind of gone down the route of giving Dino Dinosaur some Dino DNA. It's not only because I think it's cool to make him able to defend himself, and there's a little interesting plot that's going to happen with that. I think it'll be quite good to have the chance to change his voice a little bit, because Demonica Darkstorms is a lot like Dino Dinoclaw, and the problem is doing a female voice is extremely difficult if you're male. So I'm doing the best I can, but yeah, I do appreciate they sound the same. Stella says, I've done the pose for my drawing, but I did not like it, so I've got a reference. For the pose that you're doing. That's brilliant. I would always recommend getting a reference to use for a pose, and then in fact, everything I draw nowadays, other than a few bits where, like on the last community redraw, a pose wouldn't really help on some of the drawings because of the fact that they're humanoid but dinosaur as well. So I had to kind of improvise the pose a little bit, but it does kind of work and it doesn't. And I might tweet these over the top with like a Venom effect, but yeah. I mean, I may not like how this comes out later, and we may, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if I like it already. I know it's really early rough sketches, and I often don't like my sketches at the early stage. It's just drawing a train. It's going to be interesting. So we'll see what happens. Red Knight, you've sent 2 in. Only one if it... Only... So you've sent 2 designs in, but which one is the preferred one to use? Let me know if it gets selected, because what I want to do is, if it does get selected, it will only be one of the designs. So which is the key design that, you know, you're saying this is the main submission? Ideally, should be one character, but I do know we had trouble getting the emails and that sorted at one point. So let me know which one's the one to do, and we can put that in the. That's the one that will be, you know, the potential one that gets selected, because I might put them all into the spinning wheel for the remaining 4, at least 4 remaining ones, or 3 or 4 remaining ones, and it'll be a random selector to pick it. But I need to know, because I won't be putting both in. I'll put one in, just to be sure. Everybody gets a fair shot. Omen Heart says, I just arrived, what did I miss? Omen Heart, you missed me doing 2 spinning wheels and now venomizing a train, the Polar Express train. So, yeah, kind of going to be interesting on this one. Robotic Artist is drawing a zombie character. Nice. Maybe once you venomize, you can make the eye of the venomized. Yes, when I venomize it, I will be doing stuff to tweak the actual core essence of the train up. I think the key thing with this is I need to just get the main kind of pose for it on there, just to get that working. Give the train wings, says Omen Heart. We'll see what happens, because it's venomized. I'm not trying to be insulting, but maybe there's foreign to maybe an Australian voice, maybe. I might get that kind of artistic kid to do that. He can do an Australian accent a lot better than I can, or a South African type accent. I cannot do them to save my life. So we may have him doing his first narrator on the channel. I don't know. That'll be quite interesting. I'll have to have a word with them at some point. Red Knight says, but if I have to pick, I will go with Necron Raven. Okay, that's good to know. Dr. Robotico, and that was the origins for Blaster. Yes, I did see that come through. I'll have to read all of it properly a bit later, but there'll be I did catch bits of it, and it's quite an interesting origin story. Justin's back, was watching the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer, the Japanese one. Is that for an anime or just for the game? Alright, this is the one with the rivets around it, isn't it? Yes. Omen Hart says, hey, in the email I sent you was my first bit of drawing. What did you think? Oh, you mean your submission for the redraw? I quite liked the general look. I skim looked through it. Basically because I look at them when they come through, but I don't really read all the lore, and I just skim the picture, just get an idea of what point in the email list is like the first one for it, and then see what's come through to make a note of them. I quite liked it. It was quite a good attempt for the first drawing. I was really impressed with it, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's a case of I haven't actually chosen past the first the first one to get an email submission in, and one random one from the Discord. But I can't say that because it's spoilers which one it is. Justin says, you and that artistic kid should do the art challenge where artists trade their drawings every so often and try to complete it. They've suggested that a couple of times actually to do. We've just never gotten around to doing it. Give me a second, guys. I just need to... Where did I put that? I'm sure I brought some in. I do apologise. I've got some... I had some cough sweets. Ah, there we go. Unfortunately, where a lot of people are dropping like flies with this cold bug, I'm slowly getting it, so... Apologies for any coughing or voice sounding funny in the stream. Red Knight says, have you seen Necromaven Sword the Macabre? If that was in your drawings that you sent, I probably have seen that scheme read through, because I've seen the Necron one is the green one, isn't it? And your Shadow Lord's the red one. I was being silly with the lore. Oh, I love it when people do something with the lore that's kind of fun and silly. I do have the general theme for this one done out, so I will be taking bits of the lore when they encounter some of the narrators for it, so a bit of the backdrop, and I'll incorporate as much as I can do for what's happening. I kind of have this whole kind of mini interaction planned of what I want to happen, and I'm going to make the lore fit around that, but the background stories will give enough information for each selected submission. Galahan19 says, hey Dempsey, how about on a future episode you do something on Beast Quest, that popular book series with the freaky monster designs? Yes, I do want to do more monster stuff. Definitely want to do that, so that is a potential on a future video idea. I think I've got that jotted down on my list of ideas. I just need to actually plan out what I'm going to do with it. The problem is the ideas, sometimes some come that are like, yes, I'm going to do, I've got to do because it's like time of year or something, and they're suggested, and other times it's like just absolutely insane. I know I'm a bit behind the chat with the what comments I'm doing. I'm kind of doing that between the drawing. Sam says hi. Hi, Sam. Ben suggested a Christmas post-apocalypse video. If I do, that'll probably be between Christmas and New Year, because I'm stocked up beforehand to do that. I've got... there are a couple of live streams, so I might be able to slide that into a live stream of a single, like, illustration or something. But if I'm going to do a video with lore or something with lore on it, it will have to be sort of like before the new year to tie in. Maybe the lashes can be venomized teeth. If the lashes are those bits like the shovel bit at the front, potentially. So if Shadow Lord's not picked, it gives you time to work on him, and Necromiscus, okay, that's fine. As I say, if Necrom's the one that you want to be the prioritised one, then that'll be the one that'll be in the potentials, and I'll make a note of that. Justin says, maybe a Black Cobra inspired episode at some point, potentially. My train's looking great so far, thank you. Justin's also just suggested like no real lines or blending the lines in on this, so it's going to be quite interesting. I've got to get this perspective of this bit. Right, let's finish drawing this front bit a bit and it might help, because all scenes of the Polar Express kind of like show how gigantic and grand it is. So this is like the top of the picture, and this kind of comes on a curve along with to here, and that kind of curves in, continues, but it's kind of like a perspective like that. And obviously we've got something coming in here, so the bottom of it kind of comes that kind of shape. I mean, the further back we get, the more symbiote I'm going to be drawing and the less the details. I think that's probably the best thing to do, because it's going to be interesting. Also, I don't know if it will happen, but I do know that some people that stream might try and raid the stream at some point, which will be quite cool. but we don't know if it happened. They tried it last stream and it failed epically because I didn't have the settings set up. So we will see what happens with that one. Sorry, I was just checking that I had my keyboard turned on for what we're going to do in a bit. Make the wheels legs or spider legs? Possibly. It depends on how the Venomized look's going to come out. Do a video of turning Doctor Who villains and monsters and dragons. That would be awesome. I'd love to actually turn do my own Time Lord based video. Would be quite cool as well. Right, so that comes across here a little bit. I don't think I might have my perspective quite right on this, but I'll do what I can do. This is kind of a... really weird to draw a train. I have to say, Thomas the Tank Engine, I probably could draw. This is going to take a bit to get the bits right. Galahound 19 says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. Wow, I've got so many comments here to catch up on. It's the trainer coffee drinker. I've got no idea. I need to obviously adjust the proportions a little bit in a minute. A lot of people want spidery legs on the train. We'll see. I do get the idea of the symbiote bit, but I'm not sure about spider quite legs. Maybe something else. I do like the bony spine bit though. That's quite a cool idea. Yeah, that's never spider leg one from Stella. Oh my god, we're making the Thomas the Tank Engine.exe. Maybe. Phineas and Ferb Venomized. I do want to do a Venomized video coming up some point, so that will be on the list. Robotic Guy says, how are you doing this day or night? Well, it's night for me. I'm not doing too bad. As I say, I've got this kind of cold-like bug starting to form, but I'm not really worried about that. Might make some of my videos sound a little bit funky in terms of the voices over the next couple of days, but again, that's not the end of the world. Could be quite interesting on that one. Other than that, I'm good. How is everybody in the chat? That's no question, Omen Heart. The Venomized Polar Express. I mean, the Polar Express probably would win outside of being Venomized because it's like, this thing's massive. It's like 4 times the size of a normal train. And then a lot of it's Dr. Robotico's lore. If Venom is a gun, I don't know why, but it's both funny and horrifying. Yeah, a gun with a mind of its own is always a terrifying prospect. Does have a bit of a railing across here. tidy out where all these line up in a bit. Should all potentially go in a neat line down to there, and that one's Does Demonica eat regular human food, or does she eat special demon food? She can eat either. She is a demon, but most demons can eat human food to a degree. Because they can eat humans, most demons, to be honest. So it could be eating human food as in humans as food, or normal human food. But she can eat pretty much anything, is what I'm thinking, for the type of demon she is. I think Necrom versus, I think that's supposed to be Nexum, will be a really cool idea. Nexum has mech and robot, and Necrom has magic and necromancy. It could be an interesting standoff. I will see which ones are going to get mixed and matched, so that they will give a better clash of characters, nemesis and struggles than what's in the lore. But potentially that could be an interesting one. There is a hell pizza, topped with the souls of the damned. Galahad 19 asks, what film or television show did you really enjoy but never got a sequel? It was the Flash Forward and the 27 Golden Compass. Golden Compass. Without a doubt, I really got into that, and at the end of it, I was so hoping for a sequel to that. That was one that just needed to... Yeah, it just needed to happen. Right, let's do a bit more of this train so we can get some of this sorted, because... That's better. That's looking a bit more proportionate for the actual... Oops. That's looking a bit more proportionate for the actual train, the front bit. Right. So from here, we have a bit that comes out here, goes up there and down here. That forms like a long safety line right way back. I'm only kind of going to about here with the train details. And then it's going to be a symbiote covered back piece, just because I want it to be, I want it to actually be something that we can A, finish tonight or get most of it done, and B, I think the symbiote sections for a train and like the caboose and that at the back or part of it, I think that bit would be venomized by this point. So I picture the caboose bit being about here. So actually maybe this line will be the ending point, this one here. And then we'll tidy up the line out a tiny bit and we'll start a painting style over the top. And try and keep to action part of the train and part of the Venomized bit. Necromancy mech armor video at some point. Possibly. Red Knight thinks that Demonica has a dark background. Well, she is a demon. She's got some form of a dark background, and I do have quite a nice little story plan, plot twist, if I can get and convey the right emotions for it. I do also, I hate to say it, but I will pick on Nexum in the stories, and he is going to be absolutely devastated by the end of the redraw. for one little factor. He's going to be annoyed, but he's going to be gutted. Tegan, I feel bad for the people on the train. Yes, I would feel bad for them as well. I've got a feeling that they're... well, they're either all Venomized symbiote bits and they're all going to be taken and used in that regard as, you know, symbiote drones, or they're... yeah, they've just been eaten by the symbiote. One of the two. Demonica versus the Necron Raven would be crazy, especially it would be Dark versus Dark. It would be. This is why I'm going to look at all the submissions and find the ones that might fit, because if one's got Necromancy, that might be a better fit for Demonica to battle, because you want to give him a challenge. It could be the Necromancy abilities are something that can cause a hindrance to Demonica. It could also be something that, you know, just not going to work right, and it's better off with someone like Nexum. We'll just have to see. Don't you just like Plague Doctors? Artist says. I do like the designs now of them in a sense, but it's going to be quite interesting. Tegan says it's snowing where you are. It's not snowing here. I wish it was. The cars are frozen over to icy heaven on the road, but they're not. It's definitely not snowing here at this point. Platform here comes down this way. That comes all the way back down that bit. I mean, some of these features are kind of not the right proportions, but I kind of want it to be... I don't want it to be perfect, but at the same time I want it to be recognisable. Oh, I also have something being announced, possibly in tomorrow or Friday's video. There will be a short video coming out tomorrow. Friday might be another live stream, might be a video. I haven't gotten around to that yet. Depends if I can get the lore and the artwork finished for Friday. If not, I'll push that back to Monday. But there will be an announcement coming up in the next week of something that I will be revealing to everybody, which will be quite cool. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one. It will probably be at the end of a video. Please don't skip to the end of a video to see it though. Watch the video through. If you watch the whole videos through, it helps me a great deal. By all means, skip it if you want to on bits, but go back and watch the whole thing through afterwards if you've got time. I'm not saying to do it, I'm just saying if you've got time. And then yeah, we'll take it from there. But not too bad. Also, if you guys are liking the stream so far, please smash that like button. If you haven't done so already, it does help with the whole YouTube and getting the videos and the streams out. So if you watch a video and you like it, or you like parts of it and you feel like smashing that button, it's greatly appreciated. Especially since we're on the channel, I'm trying to boost the watch time and just boost bits on the channel really, so it's it gets up there and out there more of the content. Also working on my storytelling a little bit over the Christmas period, so by New Year the story should hopefully have a bit more depth to them. In fact, I'll give you the title for tomorrow's release. It's called Birth of a Legend, and it's going to be quite a interesting mini video, like a bonus one, but it's going to be quite good. Do you want to read Mary song? I'm not sure how you mean, unless you meant Mary like M-E-R-R-E, M-E-R-R-Y, like cheery song. Also, you're liking this. I'm glad you're liking that, Senna. I'm not too... I do like how the train's turning out a bit, but I still feel it's not really coming to life at this point. Has money come back at all, by any chance? Because I know they're going to bounce between... Ben says Ehrenfeld is being drawn. He is being drawn this month, along with Demonica, but Birth of a Legend, I'm not sure if you're referring to that with your comment or not. Too late, I put it on there, Ehrenfeld is being drawn. He will be drawn this month. Crazy for a Day, thank you. We're going to Venomize the Polar Express train today. So, yeah. Yeah, you meant that. You meant for the Birth of a Legend, it's going to be Ehrenfeld. Well, all I can say is you're going to have to watch it to find out, but there will be narrators coming out. So there are narrators coming out quite a bit. There's probably one tomorrow and the final one next week, ready in time for the redraw. And then I've got like a week to put the redraw lore together, which is going to be the interesting one. For tomorrow's video, I didn't know. I'm not going to say which one it is or who it's going to be for, or if it is a narrator video. It's just entitled "The Birth of a Legend," and it's going to be a short, one-off mini bonus video. Great to a day. Oh, fun! Yeah, and to make it even better, I don't really draw trains. So I am out of my depth on this one. Literally, I'm using a reference picture and I am just trying to tie this in nicely to where it should be. Just want to try and get an idea of the actual caboose of the train in here. Because basically it's going to be a Venomized train, so we're going to try and do it. Dempsey makes a D&D channel where he plays with friends. Imagine. I started a D&D game before lockdown hit, and I haven't actually managed to catch up with the guys that I work with to continue that, but I want to, so it's going to be quite interesting. Ben, there will be more Helmon coming on live streams. Probably be another one. I might do a series on it actually, but yeah, got to figure it out. Angel Dust as Hisulian Zora. Maybe. Interesting idea. Oh, like a Christmas song. Are you on about me playing a Christmas song through here? Because I can't really play a Christmas song unless it's a copyright-free piece of music, actually. I am Porcupine. With my Upbeat Premium account, where my channel's whitelisted, I can actually, in my videos, use their music. So if people would rather have a Christmassy song on, I could probably look, spend a minute or two and look to load up a couple of Christmas songs, possibly on a loop from that. Or we can keep it with the regular, kind of like the non-copyright cybery music that we've got now. I'm totally happy for it to be Christmassy style, but that's entirely up to you guys. I don't mind making a playlist out of some songs that I'm allowed to download and use for live streams, and we can do that this month. Jericho says, look, Right, Jericho says, are you drawing the Polar Express? Yes, and we're going to Venomize it. That was what was selected for today, randomly, so that's what we're going to do. Justin says Christmas jingles. I'll tell you what, guys, if you want Christmas jingles, put one in the chat. And if it's flooded with a load of ones, then I will put some Christmas music on. If you don't want it, then put a 2 and we'll see what happens on that. Robotic Artist, you're welcome to write a Christmas jingle on the track. I mean, I don't know if there's any music with these as such, any words with these as such. Most of them will be just music, Christmassy themed like music that you can listen to or use. 1 1 1 1. Okay, in that case, give me a moment, guys. I will look to create a playlist and have that playing through the laptop in a second. Let me just close that, so we don't get any more of them playing. Give the laptop a second to catch up. Might actually make it a bit easier for everything happening. Jingle Bell Rock. We will see. I can't actually play play a lot of normal Christmas songs because of copyright issues. So I've downloaded a few Christmas songs that I'll see if I can open and play on something on here. Just got to find all the Christmassy ones. Because I've got a few on here, so let's see what we've got. Could play this Deck the Halls one. I'll play them one by one from here. I'll just... Actually, no, hang on. I've got Deck the Halls, White Christmas, 'Tis the Season. What's this one? Yep, that's a Christmassy one. I got 4 that I'll just... Oh, hang on. Cool, I've got a couple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just bear with me a moment, guys. Just got to find the app that's opened up for it. Here we go. That didn't work. Okay, that's fine. I'll improvise a second. Please bear with me. Wasn't really prepared for this, but it is Christmas time, so we'll try and get some tunes on. Right, so let's play 'Tis the Season for the first one. We'll put another one on after. Sounds a bit quiet. It's only on for a minute, this one, but we'll listen to this while we're turn that down a little bit. I don't think I missed anything major in the chat, have I? Nope, that's cool. Okay. And back to finding the Polar Express that I'm using as a reference. I'm kind of glad, like, Jericho, you could tell that it was the Polar Express looking at it. It was kind of like, at least I've gotten enough for a resemblance. Excuse me. I think this could be where we actually plan to start the I don't like that, it's not looking right. So we have the one here that comes up. Oh, I think I know why. That's got to go there. Comes in there like that, and that one comes across there like that. That's a bit better. We'll train to that large bit across there. I want to give it a bit of differentiation on it. Recently added what we've got recently. Cool. So let's play this one next. Oh, the classic one. Home Alone style Christmas. I suppose we want to get some of these wheels in, don't we? I'm just drawing some basic shapes in now, just to try and give a bit more of a built-up train-like look while we're gonna. And the smoke bit coming out there a bit. That's got a light coming out there, just so I know. I think that's basically it for the gist of the train. So let's try this a little bit. Ah, cool, it jumps on the next one. I'm not sure what else we're going to get play. I'm going to stop it before it gets too far down the list, because they're just some sound effects and they're not appropriate for it here. Toilet flushes and that won't be appropriate, but they're for potential video bits in the future. Right, so what I want to do now is I want to switch that to multiply layer, adjust its hue and saturation a bit to make it a bit that'll do. Drop a colour on the background, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a kind of paintery style. So we'll see what happens with this one. So let's start with some of the lighter colours that we got. This is a style I've only ever done once on the channel, really, and that was that Shadow Mall that we did. That live, so this is still quite new to me, but I think if we're going to go lineless, this is the best, perhaps, style to use. And as for the symbiotes, I'm actually going to paint the symbiote bit over the top of it before anybody wonders about Venomized. Which, Benjamin Seal, I thought it was going to be Venomized. Yes, but I need to get the basics down beforehand, and I need to, because it's more of a paintery style of outlines, I need to get the essence of this train down and where the light bits on the train are, and then on a layer at the end I'm going to just Venomize over the top of it all. I just want to get an essence for the light and shadow bits on this train. I know I've got a reference image, but once I start Venomizing and changing, it's going to be a bit trickier to pick it all up, whereas with this I can kind of get the lightest elements done for the painting style. Yeah, I haven't forgotten we're Venomizing it. I'm just doing a different approach for this because I think getting the essence of this kind of like nailed out would probably really help a little bit. Because obviously we've got snow as well, so even though bits are going to be done, there is like a build up of the snowy ice effect on the I think I just want to do a layer underneath here, which is kind of like a darkish bluish grey for the main bulk of this. What have we got for this one? I've only got a couple Christmas songs on here. I haven't really planned ahead to have many on here at this point in time, which I apologise, but I'm not going to put them all on a loop again and again because I think we'll all get sick of it. Say this is like a really rough base painting before I start to base paint a symbiote over the top. And we start working with colours. Which is quite fun. It's quite interesting to kind of paint like this, to be honest. I think it's the last Christmas song I downloaded because I was getting in line for the redraw. I wanted to have some Christmassy music as part of it. Alright, I want that blue colour from it just a little bit. Just to bring a few... Actually, it needs to be like a lighter bluish. There we go. Just a few kind of highlighted bits in. darker, but I want to add a bit of a purplish hue to some of these darker areas. Dark purple-ish blue. Just want to kind of accentuate some of the, bring a bit of kind of like colour to the piece, so it's not so much of a black, white, floatable one. Ben, I think that would be amazing at some point, and sending it to me and Popcross would be awesome. Someone doing a fan up of my characters and Popcross's characters enjoying Christmas together would be awesome. That sounds like a rather cool and somewhat amazing idea. And these are just the basic shadowy bits going in now, so I can just do a kind of a port of call. I think I need to put some more of the creator music back on, because we've kind of used up the Christmassy ones that I've got at the moment. I will find more Christmas ones, and I've set up a playlist for the next week's live streams, and then from next week we can have Christmassy streams, which would be awesome. I really should have thought of that beforehand, so I do apologise, guys and gals, but yeah, we're developing that as we go along. Right, that's the streaming music. That's also an advert starting. So we'll just mute the advert and then we'll put that back on. So what I want to do is get just enough of these kind of like three, two, one, and unmute. Will that autoplay? Yep. Go on, play, play, play. My apologies, guys, that came on a bit loud. I forgot this is louder than the actual other music. Hopefully I haven't deafened anybody. Assuming the music wants to play. There we go, that's better. Yes, I will be doing something like that, Venomized Toothless. I just need to get a bit of the right kind of effect on this a minute, and then I can do that after. Right, so that's the basic train shape in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually paint a basic symbiote structure using a bit of a darker colour. So I kind of want this back bit to be venomized, so I want it to kind of... This bit here is going to be like more of the darker colour. With some rather symbiote-esque bits coming out from it. So for here, we want to somehow... where should I put the eye? Kind of want to... Okay. Let's sort this out a minute. It's going to be a eye, part of an eye. On the light. There's going to be an eye on the light area, but I kind of also want it to be like you can see from both sides and the front, if that makes sense, because I think that will give us the best kind of like feel for this. Also kind of want the symbiote bit going in and around stuff, so kind of want it so it's like the tendrils are wrapping around part of the train, but not taking it all over just yet. I don't know if there's a big enough difference in colour for you guys. Can you see the kind of like blocked out bits for the symbiote a little bit more in contrast on there, or is it make the eye streak across the entire train? Possibly. I do need to distort this mouthpiece a bit though. That's going to be it. Tendrils can come down and around this bit and up here a bit, but it's not actually covering this because I quite like some of the detail of the train at the front. And then we're going to have a fair amount of venomized lumpy bits around here because we want to have the Venom symbiote kind of working its way around part of the train. And I'll tidy these up in a bit, but just kind of wanting to get some of the essence. Symbiote. How am I going to do the symbiote eye there? I'll come back to that in a minute. That eye is going to be the final, probably, main element on the train, as it were. The reason I'm kind of doing some bits on the layer below, I want to be able to put the symbiote over the top and then erase it if I don't kind of want it. We got any other suggestions and stuff? Make the eye streak across the entire train. It's potentially one that will do. Justin's back. Welcome back. T for Railguard. Oh, that's definitely happening. Crazy for a Day. We established that ages ago on this. This is going to be happening. I just want to get some of the more not so distinct features in place because I think the fact that the symbiote is on this is quite cool. Just see what happens on it, but yeah. So down here we want the teeth on the railguard. So what I want to do is another new layer because we're going to be doing teeth. Maybe I should use the sharp render tool. This might work out a bit better for the teeth in general. No, I need the other painting tool more than this. Dempsey, still haven't played Scarlet Violet? No, I haven't. I don't know when I will be, to be honest. I will look to potentially get it at some point, or play it at some point, but yeah, just see what happens with that one. But if you've played it, hopefully it's not too bad. Did I see your song? No, it's probably lost in the ether. Oh, hang on. 'Tis the season for an outbreak. La 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 la. Influenza, measles, and the black plague. La la la. Don we now our mask of peril. La la. Finching Dr. Carol. I like it. I know I read that out quite quickly, but yeah, I like that one. That was quite cool. That's the bottom teeth for the essence. How am I going to do the top teeth? I want the mouth bit open, so it's going to be up. So it's going to be from here. That's why. Anybody joining this stream who just clicked on it to be like, what are we drawing? If you're in here and you just jumped into the stream, like Sticky Art, hello. We're basically venomizing the Polar Express train. So I've drawn a rough Polar Express train, and I'm now putting like a painted version of the symbiote and the teeth and stuff, roughly where I want them on a layer on top, and then I'm going to kind of like render this out like a painting picture. But yeah, we're basically making a Venomized Polar Express, which was what the wheels said to do when we spun it at the start of the stream. So welcome. I hope you're enjoying it so far. It looks a bit weird at this stage, but I do promise it will most likely look better once we're done. We're only about an hour or so into the stream, I think. Let's see. We're about an hour and a half into the stream, so we're still in the early stages. Sticky Art says, very nice, thank you. Yeah, this one's kind of an interesting one. Was not what I was expecting to do. I kind of just randomly put everyone's suggestions into it, and Polar Express got picked up, and then from there it's just the rest of it kind of got picked up. I do want to alpha lock that and just add a few little bits to the teeth, just so I've got kind of like a idea of light and shadow on these, because the light's coming more from this kind of direction. So basically anything under these bits are what's going to be picked up more with the shadows. So for the teeth, I'm kind of trying to give more of an organic feel for them than just the metal of the train, because the symbiote is organic, as we all know, but at the same time I kind of want to just get enough of a feel for the lighting on that part. Because being these symbiote bits over the top, they don't really, the lines that are shown through won't be there at the end, because they're the lines from the train, so we don't really care about them as such. I like that. Never judge in the finished art. Yeah, no, that's cool. Stella, I wouldn't be walking by the train tracks if I saw that. I'd be running away in the other direction. Might take a picture first and then I'll run. Because, yeah, it's definitely not your average train design, is it? But I also want to have bits where the actual original train bit's coming through as the symbiote's kind of going around the train, as it were. I got this thing about like kind of showing part of, say the front of the train here is the face, the main face bit, showing part of the face stuff going through, and then just working on that a little bit from probably going to be the little details on this that really sell this when you get going a bit more on it. Yeah, if the train looks like that, you would think that you were tripping. I'm partway through watching that. It's an amazing series. I've just gotten to the episode. They've just had the Raven dance. That's all I'm going to say on it, because I don't want to do spoilers for anybody. But yeah, it's... Oh my god, you know you've made it big when you actually have a bot jump into your stream. Oh my god, that's insane. So... I don't know if we've got any mods in here still, but I will sort that a second, guys. Awesome. Go for dude, welcome. Is this a demon train? It's a Venomized train, so kind of. Also, yeah, he came just in time to find the bots have attacked. So I feel like I've made it big on the stream now. I think I've only had one other stream the bots have jumped in. I don't know why they have. They must have found something interesting on mine. But yeah, it's quite interesting. Either way, awesome. So let's continue this anyway. I want another lane between that. Excuse me, guys. I mean, it's not going to be a Venomized train without yeah, that's not right. I will adjust this later. I just want to get a form of tongue in there for a Venom symbiote. Maybe it was a word I said. I've got no idea. The bot just appears out of nowhere. But yeah, it's not really knowing. Well, you know you've hit it big on a live stream when bots suddenly start appearing. Tongue licks the tracks. Maybe. For now, we're just going to play around with some of the... It doesn't say anything go for dude. It's just literally the name of the bot is a X-rated bot, and it just puts emojis in there. It tries to do links to their sites, but when they do the links to their sites, I automatically block links in my chat for that very reason. So nothing ever gets put out by the emoji at the end of it. Yep, Sticky Art, you're right. It does advertise a Smexy link, but I would never click on one of them. I got a headcanon for the Venomized train. They carry some humans to take to their lair for the symbiotes to have them as a host. Oh, that's actually quite a cool idea. Merry Christmas, you're a host for a symbiote. Interesting concept. Does the music stop? Nope. I will be sorting the lag in the music out at some point. I'm gonna do with the Christmas ones. I'm gonna download a load of songs that are copyright free or allowed songs based on my license I've got, and then I'm going to put them as I'm going to then put them as like a playlist or something I can just play that's not on the internet, so it should reduce the internet lag time as well as kind of just allow smoother playing. Okay. Learning more things as I go along with the live streams, which is quite cool and quite fun. Right. That's the general census for that. I want to keep the eye that colour for the light for the symbiote coming over, but this, I know it's the light there, but we need to have a Venomized style eye. So it's going to be the greyish colour to create one. Yeah, well that didn't really work out how I was expecting it to be. Kind of undid the colour I wanted. So I had a bit of a bit of smoky effect to it. Oh yeah, Aaron Fold would love to fight this train. I think he'd dive into the mouthpiece first and go to attack it. He's got no fear of that. How many have we got watching, liking, whatever it bottles down to now on the stream so far, guys? Right, let's take that off. So that's starting to kind of look the part, but obviously I need to tidy that up a little bit. Kind of take out these lines here. Where's the painter? Bit there. Oh, excuse me a second there, guys. Six watching for the likes, it's free. Okay, that's cool. I can see the firebox being filmed with the Killinter. Yep. Thank you, Justin, for popping back. Glad you think it's looking good so far. I'm still tidying it up and getting rid of some of the extra lines because obviously they won't be relevant for this mouthpiece as such. And then I'll add more texture and details painted as we go along. I'm curious how this is going to look on the final product, to be honest, because potentially I'm getting near the point where I can just start adding more symbiote texture to it than the rest. Oh yes, Stella, drawing without lines is challenging me. Just give me a second, I'm going to move the camera off because I'm just going to sorry, I'm just going to blow my nose a minute. I don't think you guys want to see it. Yeah, I kind of get that, Justin. I think the Necromancer I did for Halloween was quite good and one of the other things, but this does have more of a Halloween-y feel to it. I'm going to add snow onto him at the end, I think. Make him a bit more merry for Christmas. Merge that down. Merge that down to one there. Merge that one down as well. In fact, let's just merge everything down onto one layer for now. Duplicate the layer just in case I go wrong. Alright, now I'm only working on one layer to do all of this, so let's start. Let's start sorting this one out. Stella, you are right. Doing without lines or doing it with less lines is really challenging, especially for me, where I rely on the lines. So it will have the lines built in. But I kind of got to work on this as I go along, really, for the where these lines are going to be to form the essence of the teeth, because I want it to blend in somewhat. I guess the question is, what's the weirdest thing you can come up with that Venomized other than a train? Because I don't normally draw trains, but I'm quite enjoying this change. Not that I want to do this like constantly all the time, because this is going to be an absolute nightmare to do this style. But I kind of want to just get a feel what you guys are thinking. An elf on the shelf. Also, you're still here. Nice one, robotic artist. A fluffy. So we got an elf on the shelf. Venomizing another parasitic pop culture creature like Max Steel's Ultra Links, possibly. A fluffy or cute moth. A symbiote going onto a symbiote that already has a host. That kind of exists for like the hybrid ones, like Toxin and that. They've got 2 symbiotes on a host. But I get what you mean. That would be kind of a weirdish scenario. Definitely having a lot of trouble with this one, just figuring out the added extra detail bits, because I want it to be yeah, the Polar Express Venomized is quite a difficult thing to do, and this is going to be one of the strangest accomplishments going, and strangest elements. Okay, thanks for joining the stream so far, Stella, and we'll catch you if you come back, or catch you next time. Dempsey, this is the same weird concept like Five Nights at Freddy's as a zombie apocalypse story and Godzilla monsters as demigods. It is one of those random concepts. Yeah, you're right. It's quite a random, interesting one. It's kind of a weird concept as well, trying to get my head around some of these parts that need to be somewhat lighter. I think for the symbiote, for the lighter bits, I kind of want to do want to see what I can come up with this. It's kind of I think we're kind of getting there in terms of bringing this with a bit more organic feel, but it does it just seem a bit of an odd concept to do, really. Music has stopped. I'll sort that in a second, guys. Hopefully those of you that are still here, still enjoying the stream and the music. Once we get the music going again. I know I'm not talking overly too much at the moment. If you've got any questions, drop them in the chat. It's always good to have them. But at the same time, it's just seeing how it goes and seeing what happens. Yes, Go for Dude. The back carts are covered in venom already, so that's why I kind of want the main focus to be here. So when we're finished, the main focus is going to be this whole front area, and these bits are just going to be catching a bit of light with a bit of snow coming from the back and stuff. It's just going to be it's kind of going to be just a bit of a light and capturing them. I want to do the main focus of the like symbiote design around here, and this might be a light coming out the front of the front of it. It's also a case of having to try and get the get this lighting right for the more intricate bits. Two seconds, guys. Just saying hi, just replying to a quick message, say hi to someone briefly, but now continue trying to get the symbiote stuff sorted. don't know if anyone's still in the chat. I think, was it Ben asked about Cup 1 earlier? Well, I realised I haven't actually answered the question. There will be more Cup 1 episodes happening at some point. That's kind of every now and again I might do a video game Transformers episode or something, or video game characters as Pokemon episode, and that's where that'll come into it a bit more. Dr. Robotico, I will have to read that after. If I'm honest, I've been focusing on the picture a bit more than reading the chat. But if it's anything like your other Origins, I think it's going to be quite cool. Alright, so I need some lines to stay in, some lines to come out. Bella says, I'm back. Welcome back. We've made a bit more progress. Not an overly huge amount, but a bit more progress. Just starting to take out most of these black lines for the symbiote, but I will want to add a couple more back in just to be emphasizing more the bits from the front to the back, but some of these lines aren't actually needed anymore. It might seem a bit weird and counterproductive taking out all the lines I spent ages drawing earlier, but it will make sense in a little bit. Looks odd right now, but I will go to fix that in a bit. think I need to make this a bit more of a background. I'm just going to throw a super quick background in on this, guys. Just to kind of give that Christmas type feel, as it were. Want to get a feel for the overall image, as it were, in a sense, before I add everything else that I need to add to it. We'll come back to that in a minute, but yeah. The drawing actually looks awesome. Thank you. I will drop that top layer on top, but this is kind of giving them more of a feel for the piece now, so I kind of got a better sense of how it's looking before I tweak the last bits. Do you think Nexon liked the package you sent him? He probably did. I will have to catch up with him at some point and find out, but he did. He has mentioned that he did get a bit of an ear roll from the Department of Multiversal Matters for a couple of holes in the wall. But yeah. Justin says sick. Thank you. Right, let's get back onto some more of this because I need to add a bit more colour into these. Okay, a bit more to the guys. Yeah, this is kind of one of the weirdest things that I've ever drawn on the channel, I have to say. It's just up there in the top 10 of weird things that I've done. I think I'm going to take this here a little bit. I just want to tie the lines around here somewhat. See, the whole thing about this painting style is you've got to take the time to go around the art piece and actually tweak and paint as you go along, and just make sure everything ties in with the bits that you're doing. Take a look at that for a minute. Yeah, Ben, you're right. We did randomly choose it, but this is just insane. Dr. Robotico says, I got a truthful question for you. At DempseyJ Illustrations, when it comes to turning giant kaiju into robots, it's very hard, especially when they need to be detailed and well designed. It is. I think anything that requires a lot of detail is extremely difficult, and turning stuff into robots, did you say, or even turning things into venomized versions of themselves that are inanimate, it's just as tricky to do. Fun, but tricky. This is where all the care and attention comes into it for this style. It's when you go lineless with some of the art, it takes it from just being a case of, oh, I'll just do this bit, to, oh, I'll do this bit, and how does this affect this bit, and I need to convey the shape in the shadows and stuff, so I will get some lines in here, but they might not be as solid as before, for example. So they're not, some of the definition of the lines will stay, some of them won't, and that's the bit that kind of like makes the difference. Also, picking the right colours so that they actually get picked up is also another factor that's key on this. And that looks a bit better. hardest part on this is knowing what to erase and what not to. Ben says, Dempsey, is that Skinner behind you? Skinner from The Simpsons? Go and go, Skinner! Wherever he goes. As you can tell, my voice went a bit funny then. But yeah. Yep, you're right, Stella, the returning joke does return. But yeah, see how it goes. No, from Popcross's Back Cells series. Oh. Fair enough. Well, you did this time, but I'm probably going to get engrossed in something in the stream in a bit and get hit by it as well. So that could be quite interesting. Thank you, Robotic Artist 27. I'm glad you think it's turning out quite well. I'm not displeased with it. I guess it's in those stages where I'm not too sure about it. I mean, it's coming out quite nicely for a paintering style. I think paintering style though is probably better for portraits than it is for inanimate objects. But yeah. Stella says you should incorporate me. Hang on, is that come up or not? You should incorporate me delivering Nexum's package into one of your videos. Yeah, potentially there is scope for doing that. Wouldn't be till next year though, so you might have to remind me. And Ben, yeah, it's definitely a weird concept, which is also quite fun and interesting. Wouldn't even say we're about halfway through. Well, I'd say we're over halfway through this, but we're not quite. We're not quite at the main point. Oh, Dr. Robotico's got a normal question for me. I know this does not involve giant kaiju as robots yet, but have you heard or seen the Disney Pixar film Turning Red? Yes! I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I like how Popcross did two weird concepts with Five Nights at Freddy as a zombie apocalypse and Godzilla's demigods. Yes, it's one of those ones, but that's fine. It's the whole concept of everything's getting there. It's on this one. I'm guessing Red Knight disappeared, or is Red Knight still here? Thanks, Koi, for dropping in and saying I smashed the like button. Yep, leave it going. Just in case you're wondering, we are venomizing the Polar Express train. That is what we're doing today. I've got... It was from the wheel spinning, so yeah. Enjoy looking how this turns out when you get back to the stream. Oh, big secret, Koi. I can't draw trains. Oh, I don't really draw trains, so this has turned out to be really interesting. Phantom Express. No, it's the Venom Express. Straight way to get any one stop to. Apparently, what we've got for the story is a one-stop ride to become a symbiote host. Ben says, if there's a weird concept for Ben 10 Max Steel, Hello Boss, Houston Hotel, etc., that would be crazy and I'd lose it. Depends on how weird a concept it is. And Ben says, no, the Symbiote Express. It should be really the Clintar Express, because that's what they are, but yeah, the Symbiote Express. Justin, why did you say lineless? I should have kept the lines in. Might have been a bit easier for me. He says now. Dr. Robotico says, I loved Turning Red too, then Lightyear, because in the film it was the process during 5 months, which I hated for life, but the only thing I did like Lightyear was the new Zurg design. Kind of looked like a Hulkbuster suit. He did actually. I quite liked the film, and it was kind of like, they made a disclaimer at the start, like, this is the story behind the toy, so it didn't have to tie in with anything that had been previously done in Toy Story. They were able to make him 3D, more human-like and that, and just go for it, which I thought was really good. And I did like the concept, the kind of like twists in it. Those were quite nice, and sort of like the character development, that's what kept me interested. But the design was pretty cool for the Zurg suit. I want to see the next one, because they left that open on a cliffhanger. Justin says, Minder's art style is more nicer and not many people have the opportunity to draw it. I thought it would be a challenge seeing you do it. Oh yes, it's a challenge. Yeah, lineless. Mindless and lineless are the same thing. Definitely a challenge. Malware is behind you. Not today. Although, I'll put some lights on behind me. Just put some little extra lights on down the bottom behind me. Hamster Burger says, hey, welcome to the stream. In case you're wondering, we've ended up venomizing the Polar Express, so this is what it looks like at the moment, and the challenge was to do the Polar Express Venomized, by the time we did our suggestions into random wheels, lineless, so we're kind of like a paintery style. Do I take requests? I do, kind of. Not right now as we're doing this on the stream, but if there's something you want to see in like a future video or a future live stream, leave a comment, either in the chat or on this video or one of the videos, and it gets added to a list that I'll do at some point. So we kind of do requests that way. if that's what you mean by request, like as I'm drawing. I might do a live stream where I take requests in and the ones that are voted the most to get done. But this was the suggestions that came from the community over the last couple of days, and then we kind of like just randomly put them all together. And it came out as this. So kind of just tidying up details and trying to figure out how the symbiote's going to look on top of the train, which is quite cool. Yes, Venomized Toothless. Everybody aboard the Venom Express, or the Symbiote Express, or Clintar Express that we've got. But yeah, definitely got challenged by doing this lineless style, which is quite cool, but at the same time it's quite definitely quite challenging. Yes, Spidey wouldn't want to be on this train, robotic artist, unless he had no choice in the matter. Then he might end up being on this train, but it's I think that should be more darker there. And symbiote. A bit more defined into that darker area. Justin says the next live stream challenge I'll give you an easier live stream I'll give you an easier challenge. You can do, but the next one might be pre-picked by me, so it will be an easier challenge. But the next one that we do something like this, I do like this painting style though. It's something I kind of want to get into a little bit. I just don't really have the opportunity to do as much on it as I'd like to normally. Ben, I'm not falling for it. Not right this second, I'm not. Oh yeah, about that question, yeah. When I saw Twin Red, can you imagine a mechanized version of Red Panda Ming? Oh, what? Her mum that went the Godzilla style. Yeah, that was just like insane. Has the music stopped? Nope, it's back. Lighter colour for the top of this. This is let's see how this comes along. Can we get a purple haze representing the steam coming from the train? Well, we do have some purple steam coming from the train, but there will be a bit of a haze coming from it at some point. Dodgeball says, can you imagine seeing a mechanised version of her, kind of like Mechagodzilla? The only difference is that my version of Mingzilla is I gave Mecha Ming's tail a giant drill. Oh, Secret. You know, one of the things I don't like about Pokemon fan art is when I search Celizil for a comic, all these fan service images come up. Yeah, it can get annoying when you search for something and then it all that happens is you get flooded with the wrong type of images. It happens for me as well when I'm searching for something. I search for a dragon or a pose or something to go with it, and I often just get tons and tons of stuff that I like. That's cool, but it's not really what I'm after. I think I got to get the music going again. Yep. Let's get a reference picture back, see if there's any more details I can kind of flesh out a bit before I start adding more of this lighting and shadows and effects to make it just stand out. Cool. So let's... That's the colour. Kind of got a lighting effect on that centerpiece. I don't want to do too much on that. I feel the tongue's missing some stuff as well, but I'll get back to that in a minute. Oh. When did I add that? Yes, I'm adding real detail in here now. Did I see Podcasters Community Redraw? I saw bits of it. I haven't gone through and watched it properly yet, in all fairness. It is on my list of things to do, but I've had to get a few things out of the way and kind of fell behind on where I wanted to be on that. Not in a bad way, just one of them things where it's like, yep. Did you see the redraw? I'm assuming you did if you've asked the question. Dr. Robotico asks, oh, another surprising question about the Lightyear film is that 2012 Zerg ship reminds me of much of Darth Vader's Starship Destroyer. Yeah, they took a few things out of that concept, like the battlefield as well. That you got seen at one point. Pretty sure that's similar to another battlefield from another series. Oh, that looks so much better on the face. Kind of got the Christmassy feel for the symbiote bits coming out, but they kind of look a little bit like snowflake bits. I kind of feel that was right, because in that universe, the Venom symbiote hadn't met Peter Parker. So, just to make it clear for everyone, Justin's asked, how do you feel that the Venom movies removed the symbol on the Venom chest? That symbol came after he fused with Peter Parker. If you watched the ones that were, even in the cartoon, where Venom took over stuff that wasn't Spider-Man with his emblem, it didn't actually use that emblem on anything at that point or going forwards. So I feel that that was kind of right. basically because they hadn't met Spider-Man, he's not using any of Spider-Man's powers, but at the same time, there's a theory that the Venoms are all mentally connected throughout the multiverse. That's why when he saw Peter Parker, he was like, that guy. Which kind of leads you to think maybe he should have had that. What do you think so far of this? With the kind of like the haze effect on that side, I want to add something on this side. I feel it's a bit bare here, it needs something. I also feel the tongue's a bit lacking. Hey, Dark Lord Space Castle. Glad you think it's pretty rad. I think this is what's going to add to the mouth and the tongue piece, I think. That's a bit better. Blue shadows. What, on the tongue, or where are you thinking the blue shadows, Justin? Just so I know. And Crazy for a Day says creepy. Oh no, that's definitely got to happen. Yeah, Crazy for a Day, you're right on that one. Or correct the purple haze. Do you kind of mean you think the purple haze should be more? More like that. It's going to be a bit harder to autocorrect the tongue, but I do like the idea of saliva dripping down it. So let's add a bit of blue onto there for the... Too much. Way too much. Blue shadows to contrast the purple haze. Oh, hang on. Welcome back, Dr. Robotico. I will put some chats back up, but I'm not putting a huge amount of them at the moment because it's just trying to sort the Can we draw a person next to it so it doesn't feel empty? Possibly. I might have to have a look at the pictures again to see if there's actually something we can do, because the general size of the person next to it is going to be absolutely tiny. I mean, in contrast, if I was to draw a person next to it, just as even as a basic silhouette, they would be about For the child, it'd probably be about, I have to do them closer to get a general shape of a person, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. If that's the case, maybe I should put them there like it's about to eat them. That wouldn't sit right. So let's come back to the person in a minute, and let's do a bit more in the I don't think I missed anything in the chat so far while focusing on these bits. That needs to go to colour dodge. What do you guys think? I'm guessing this is pretty much done now, bar a few minor tweaks. I think that's our Venomized Polar Express done. About 3 hours, but found my new desktop for the month. Possibly. We shall see, because actually the moment my desktop if I can find it a second. Is often the last month's community redraw pictures. So they tend to get stuck as a desktop on here for a month. So we've got the Dino Dino Claus DNA Dilemma from last month, and then from the December redraw until the January one, it will be the redraw from that. But I think that's kind of where I'm going to leave it. It does look a bit odd on the outline of the train. Oh, I know what I need to do. That's why it looks a bit odd. There we go. It's a bit better. So yeah, that's our final version of the Venomized Polar Express, which was a completely new and crazy experience on the channel. It's good fun, definitely good fun, and the well, the Clintar Express, yeah, totally see it being a Christmas card. That would be quite a cool idea. I have to figure out how to do that. Robotic Artist thinks it looks amazing. Thank you. Crazy for a day says very creepy, very cool. Yeah, it's come out a lot better than I was expecting it to do. I suppose actually I want to just do one more thing to it. I kind of feel there should be more. I know I've kind of made them into eyes for the Clintar, but kind of feel the colour just needs to be a bit. This bit needs to be just a bit more. Not much, but there you go. I think we're done. Justin says, now I'm considering to draw Tom Holland in the lineup artless style if I don't get any other good ideas. Yeah, no, give it a go. Portraits will be better for it. I might end up practicing this style on a couple of anime characters and nailing it down. But no, this was a fun one. So, has anybody got any more questions or anything before we disappear? Like a quick Q&A? Or should we call it a night on this one? Since we've been going for, I believe, 3 hours, just over now? Yeah, just over, well, sorry, 2.5 hours. Was it only 2.5 hours? We started at like 10. Oh, sorry, it was catching up. It's actually on 3 hours now. But, yeah. Oh, Linus Deku would be quite cool. I mean, I've drawn him in Copics. That's my Copic version of Deku that I drew, which is on the channel somewhere. As a video. Try and get the angle right to see that. So that came out quite cool. But yeah, I do want to do a couple anime characters like Genshin and My Hero Academia characters in this Linus style and nail it. Probably take about 4 hours or so to do one at the moment, but we shall see. Robotic Artist says, well, I've had a good time, see you all later. Glad you had a good time, and we'll catch you next time. It's possibly going to be a live stream on Friday, depending on what happens. Christmas is a bit busy with work, so I will get some normal videos out, but there might be a few more lives this month. But yeah, well, thank you all for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.